Howdy folks, welcome back to another game review. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today I am going over a game called Escape from Tarkov. This is probably one of the most realistic shooters you will find on the internet. It is a first-person shooter. It is from Battle State Games. It's a Russian game studio, and it uses the Unity engine, which I feel is kind of weird. I would have thought the Unreal engine would be a little bit better, but they went with Unity. So the game was released, well, kind of released, on alpha in August 2016, and then it was changed to a closed beta in July of 2017. Still in beta, by the way, 2 years later. We'll go over the pluses and the minuses of the game here in a moment. Going to talk a little bit about the game first. What's the objective here? And the objective is simple. Basically, pack up a bunch of equipment, go into a raid, kill a bunch of people, collect a bunch of goods, get out. And then hopefully you make money. However, that's actually the real trick of the game. So let's go over the good parts about the game. We'll go over first. The sounds, I feel, are actually very superb. When you cross barbed wire, it sounds like barbed wire. The guns sound mostly like they should to me. However, also some of the sounds could probably be worked on. There's, like, I know in one level, I want to say it's customs. There's some areas where they have like knockdown chain link fence, and when you run across the chain link fence, it actually sounds like you're running across solid steel plate. That could probably be worked on a little bit. And actually, I would think that would sound more like barbed wire than anything. Or kind of like the barbed wire sounds. So generally the sounds are pretty good. Usually, like if someone's approaching you very loud, you can usually tell roughly which direction they're coming from. It has a great PvP experience, although generally it is a PvP based game. Character graphics, I feel, are really good, and the gun graphics are superb. You can tell what gun you're holding, you can tell what mods is on the gun, different guns, things of that nature. Looking at the characters' models themselves, you can generally tell what you're looking at, what kind of equipment they're wearing, things of that nature. So they did really good there. I give them an A+ for that. The gunplay is amazing. That, I would say, is like the biggest selling point of this game, is actually the gunplay. Of course, it's a first-person shooter. If it had bad gunplay, well, then it would just be generally a bad game. And generalistically, it's very realistic on how the guns handle, the different types of damage you can do. You actually have to worry about the different kinds of ammo you're carrying, things like that, because some of the different ammos react better to when you're shooting at someone wearing body armor versus someone who's not wearing body armor, and things of that nature. The graphics, the realism for the grenades is actually pretty good. Grenades generally aren't necessarily the most effective, but can kill someone outright. Next. Some of the pardon me. Some of the environment graphics could use a little bit of work. Now here in factory, it's not so bad, but you can tell the limitations of some of the environment graphics on maps like woods. Some of the bushes really don't look probably as good as they could, and they definitely need to work on that a little bit better. The complexity of the game itself. Earlier, you actually saw me accidentally hit the wrong key and end up throwing a grenade. The controls can be very complex and takes a lot of time to learn. The game itself is really complex because you got to worry about things like bleeding out, broken bones, things of that nature. So there's a lot of complexity to it. That's not really a good bad thing. They are shooting for a more realistic shooter, so it's going to be a more complex game. But if you're not looking for a complex game, then this is a bad. And if you are looking for a more complex shooter, then this is a plus. Hackers is a part of the problem with this game. There is a lot of hackers. They've actually been banning, people using illegal mods left and right in this game for a while now. Now they've gone to a new anti-cheat system, and that's actually helped out quite a bit with the different hacks and mods out there. Um, so I'm going to actually put that in the neutral category because it is something they continuously work on trying to deal with and improve on, and they've actually, like I said, because of the recent change of the anti-cheat system, they've actually quite a bit improved on the hackers and modders in this game. Long time to get new content. Now, a part of this has to do with Battlestate Games is a smaller developer. So that's partially a problem in itself. So, if you're one of those that you want new content like now, not tomorrow, not 3 months from now, sometimes it could be up to 6 months until you actually start seeing some content, this is not going to be a game for you. I feel it's kind of a neutral. I understand that it is a smaller developer and that it's going to take a long time to get a new content. So I just kind of play the game a little bit here and there, go on to play other games, come back to it when they release new content. And I just try to keep an eye out when they release new content. It's just a neutral because they don't release new content on a regular basis. What they have here so far, though, I feel is a very promising game, and they keep wanting to add more and more and make things more realistic. I'm sure at some point or another they'll even get to the point where they're actually going to add more realistic weather effects. Right now we have rain, we have fog, but it'd be nice to see things like snow and maybe even have to deal with environmental effects such as freezing. Now on to the bad. If you're looking for a game with a campaign mode, this is not a game for you. I would actually like a campaign mode because there is a very strict lack of information on exactly why everything in Tarkov is the way it is. One thing that's bad is how the system works for moving around equipment. As you can see, it's kind of a grid system where certain items has a certain grid size, and you have to try to fit those items in that grid. Oh God, I'm getting shot at. I'm getting shot at. Not good, not good. Brown alert. Alright, so we're going to boogie on out of there. We grab the AK. We're going to move away here. The next thing is also there is really no co-op mode. This also goes on the side of there's no campaign mode. Now you can play with your buddies in a PvP situation. So I guess that's kind of a co-op mode in itself. But even here, I'm actually, to do this review, to show you some gameplay, I'm actually doing an offline bot mode. And I can't do the offline bot mode with buddies if I wanted to. So there's not even that. Server lag and desync is a bit of a problem with this game, and it's been a constant problem for a long time. Actually, at one point, they did outsource net coding to another company to help them deal with it, and it's still a bit of a problem. There's also a lack of a tutorial. You kind of have to be ready to just kind of rock it out, go from 0 to 100 as fast as you can. Because it's a very complex game. There's a lot of different keys and things to learn. And it takes a bit to learn it all. It takes a bit to learn the aiming in itself. So there's a lot of there's a very steep learning curve. Actually, I didn't even know it, but you can even adjust your scope settings in this game, and I just found that out more recently. And so that's part of the lack of a tutorial. And I'd say that's really about it. Really all about to cover. Do I recommend this game? I would say yes if you're looking for a more hardcore shooter. If you're looking for a game, a first-person game similar to, say, Call of Duty or Battlefield, no, don't get this game. This game is just not going to... it's not a good game for people who are looking for a COD game. Like I said, it's almost a simulator is what direction this game is going. Now the price tag on it is $44.99 for the standard edition. That's a good way to get your feet wet. And the nice thing about that is you can actually upgrade your package because they actually have multiple bundles. They have a Left Behind edition, which comes with some more extras, and that's $74.99. They have a Prepare for Escape for $100, which has more goodies to it. And then you have the Top Dog edition, which is the Edge of Darkness edition, and that has the most stuff you're going to get in the game, including rights to the first DLC whenever it comes, the first expansion pack whenever it comes out. But the nice thing is how they set this up is you could buy the standard edition now at $45, and then later you could upgrade to the Edge of Darkness edition or some other edition. You can slowly upgrade to the Edge of Darkness edition. So what I would say to people is actually, if you're interested in this game but you're not completely sure, maybe a good way to go is wait till it's on sale. Grab it for $45, although when it's on sale it's even less. Sometimes you can catch it for almost 50% off. So then you're looking at like $25 or whatever for the game then. And that would be a worthwhile way to go. And as I said, you can upgrade if you really like the game, you're playing it a lot. It'd be worth more for you to upgrade. Then you can easily do it. Once again, you can also take advantage of different sales. They usually do have this game on sale on a fairly regular basis. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to talk about with the game. That's really all about it for this. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. So hopefully everybody enjoyed this review. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you for my next video.